Hi kids, Simon here. Ooh, wait a second. It's Easter. Oh, I love these. They're great. So, I never want to lose this. Oh. Have you ever lost something? Have you ever lost a favourite toy or a really special book? Has your parents ever said to you, "Come on, we're going. Have you got your drink bottle?" But you don't know where it is. It's lost. Well, don't feel too bad. Even sometimes mums and dads lose things too. Okay, finally, time to write. Oh, where's my pen? Dorothy, do you know where my pen is? Looks like I'm going to have to buy another pen. Oh, where's my keys? I've lost it. Kat, do you know where my keys are? I keep losing things. You know, this Easter, we've all lost a few things. You can't hang out with your friends, Maybe you had to cancel that family trip away you were going to have on Easter break. And you might also be feeling the loss of not being able to have Easter lunch with your grandparents and giving them a big hug. When you lose things, important things, it's okay to feel sad or confused. And in the story we're thinking about today, the Easter story, there's a few people who feel just like that. In John chapter 20, there's a lady named Mary Magdalene. Now, Mary was a follower of Jesus, and she loved Jesus so much, and she believed in him. He was the new king. He was God's special king. And Jesus promised that whoever put their trust in him, he would give them eternal life. But then, what happened on Good Friday? Jesus was arrested and he was killed. He was crucified, and Mary was there at the foot of the cross, seeing it all happen. Oh, and with Jesus being buried, all her hopes in Jesus were lost. Let's pick up on the story. Very early on Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb, but she saw that somehow the stone had been rolled away. She ran and went to Peter and the other disciple.
"Hey, I do actually have a name."
Yes. And Mary said to them,
"Oh, they have taken my Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have laid him."
So they all went back to the empty tomb, and after the disciples had looked in and gone home, Mary was left standing outside the tomb, weeping. Suddenly, Mary saw two angels in white, and they said to her,
"Woman, why are you weeping?"
And Mary replied,
"They have taken my Lord away, and I don't know where they have laid him."
Then someone else was there with Mary. He said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" Now, Mary thought it must have been the gardener. So she said to him,
"Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him."
But it wasn't the gardener. It was actually Jesus. And Jesus said to her, "Mary." When she heard her name, she looked up and realized that it was Jesus. Jesus was alive.
"Teacher!"
And all her sorrow and loss melted away, and she was filled with joy. And she ran back to the other disciples to tell them that Jesus is alive. Ooh. Isn't it wonderful when you find things that were lost? For Mary Magdalene, her sorrow was turned to joy. And the most wonderful thing about Easter is not that we can read the stories of people who had joy in the Bible. No. You are invited to share that joy. In John chapter 20, right at the end of the chapter, in verse 31, it says these words, "These things are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name." Now, it will be wonderful when we once again can see our family and friends and give them a big hug. But this Easter, while we do feel that loss, I hope that your heart and your home is filled with joy, because Jesus is alive. And in trusting him, you can have forgiveness and life in his name. And that is something you cannot lose. Happy Easter.